Today, I'm going to be installing Apple CarPlay on my motorbike. That's right, I'm going to be installing the Aoocci C6PRO to my motorbike today. This will give me all the functionality I need, Spotify, Netflix if I want to, music, phone calls, absolutely everything. This has also even got tyre pressure sensors and, if I want it, front and rear cameras. It seems quite easy to run. I need a power cord from the battery all the way over to the head unit. That'll work on the Aoocci C2, which is like the switch live, so it only comes on and off when I use ignition or run the engine. I've got a corded button controller on the handlebars. Again, that goes through to the head unit. I do have the option to run a rear and front camera. To be honest, it did come with it, but I don't think I'm going to run it. So this unit also comes with front and rear cameras, 1080p. Personally, I don't think I'm going to run these. Reason being, I think the idea really for it is if you're in an accident or you crash, you've got the cameras, you've got an internal memory, and it will sort of keep looping over. If you need the footage, you can. For me, that's not something I'm interested in. It just came with the unit. They do have these cool tyre pressure sensors though. And they'll be front and rear, so that'll be quite handy as well. Lets me know if the tyre pressure, like the PSI, goes down and if I need to inflate the tyres a little bit more. Right guys, so just looking at the install at the moment, I've just installed the power cable here. We've got a 3 amp fuse in here. I'm using the Aoocci C2, as you can see labelled up, if you can see it. Aoocci C2, which is essentially the power outlet that if the engine's switched on or the ignition's on, it will give power, so the monitor's not on all the time. I just need to make off the end for the negative battery terminal. That's running all the way down quite nicely and neatly down the fender in there. This is the actual unit itself, so it's a 6.5-inch unit. I will power it up very shortly just to give you guys a look and check out the functionality on it. And it also comes with this wired battery controller here, as you can see. I've tucked this away nicely, so I've actually mounted this with the anti-theft mounting unit that comes with the head unit, and I've mounted that on my navigation aftermarket part on this KTM here. I've hidden all the cords, sort of wrapped these cords all the way round, so I'm hiding everything behind the unit there. So I've got 4 connections, one's for controller, one's going to be the power, and the 2 yellow ones you see there are purely for the front and rear camera, which at the moment I'm not going to run, but everything's tucked away. I've zip tied everything neatly away. So when you're on the bike, when I've finished, to be honest, you shouldn't really see any cables. The only sort of presence that you see is just those 2 running up there. So I think it's a nice tidy unit. So let us get it all sort of powered on and we'll go from there. So I'm just waiting on a 3 amp fuse for the unit. It does actually come with it, but unfortunately testing it yesterday, I actually just blew the fuse slightly. Ordered it on Amazon last night, so it should be arriving in about 20 minutes. So I've just got to wait 20 minutes before I power this up. I have a 10 in there at the moment, but I'm not going to risk it for the sake of half an hour. Just going to wait for the Amazon one to arrive, and then we can get the head unit powered. So I guess until then, just got to sort of kick my heels. Ho, ho, ho. Not that you guys can see anything in this light, but I think my fuses have just arrived. Perfect. Happy days. Right. Right, moment of truth to see if that works. 3, 2, 1. But hey, sick. Right, screen's working. Whoop whoop. Right, let me show you how it works. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through. Literally, I've just started this thing, so you're learning as well as I am. So let's get the bike on. So first of all, position's actually really nice on this. It just sits perfectly in front of that monitor as well. So it's kind of a bit of a Dakar style thing, isn't it really? It's quite cool. So first things first. From what I gather, it's connected in CarPlay, but which is really weird, like motorcycle CarPlay. It's like 2 things in one. Right, so that's connected to CarPlay on my phone, and so it just appears like this really, guys. So you've got a number of features on this, I believe. So you've got Google Maps, so that's just going to open up with maps in the area. I should probably come off that before you guys know exactly where I live. And then you've got yeah, a number of different things really. You've got phone, messages, maps, WhatsApp, Spotify, any sort of compatible CarPlay apps really. Happy with that. Again, if you want to go Spotify, library, playlists, so all your music's going to be there. Listen to podcasts and all that type of stuff. So yeah, good, really chuffed with that, to be honest. All your settings and everything like that. And then yeah, you got this corded remote as well, so answer phone calls. I believe some of this is set up for the actual, what do you call it, the video, like the cameras on the front and back. So I could be wrong, but I think if I was to go and hit one of these, yeah, it gives you this screen. Seems to be recording something or whatever, but I think if I was to click that, usually that would have my cameras front and rear. And if I press record like there, see it's starting to record there, that would be recording, you know, the cameras that are on board, and then it would just loop and then play it over a period of time. Obviously we don't want that at all. This is your main screen, so yeah, replay, cameras, date. Yeah, so you've also got the tire pressure settings as well. So if you have that on PSI, you've got low alarm, high alarm. I would need to go and look at the tire settings to figure out what's what and when I need to be warned. But yeah, again, really handy. Gives you also the temperature of the tires as well, which is actually really interesting. All right, guys, so all wrapped up and done. I got this unit because I saw a few YouTubers recommending it recently. Prices, what's the scores on the doors with prices? So some of the like entry-level units, which are very similar in terms of just screen and functionality, start around sort of £90. This one, the All Singing All Dancing sort of C6PRO that I've got here, is around 170. I have managed to get you guys a discount code if anybody is interested. I can get you 22% off if you use the discount code JB22. I'll put the link in the description of the video, so please check that out. But great units. Guys, I'm a massive fan of Quad Lock. I've been using Quad Lock for years. It's on all of my stuff, and I'll continue to use Quad Lock. However, moving to London, I'd much rather this unit built in. It's got anti-theft nuts, it's all metal fixings. Again, guys, I'm not a newbie to theft. If they want to rip it off, they're going to rip it off. But the thought of driving around London with this clipped onto my handlebar, where I could be sat in traffic and someone can just come flying over and rip my mobile phone off my bike, which has got all my banking and private and personal information on it. To be fair, I'd much rather that in my jacket, and I've got the screen there and I'm just Apple CarPlay in there. So again, guys, really good units. I would consider it. It's, you know, it's got a super high resolution screen. It's compatible with iPhones and Android phones, built-in GPS, touch screen. You can Bluetooth your music on Spotify or whatever you use to Bluetooth music. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can watch movies on it. You can do navigation and Google Maps. You can answer phone calls on it. So it's an all-encompassing head unit, similar to what you get in a modern car these days. I know the purists out there don't like any of this stuff, but I know there's a lot of people that like the gadgets and like the technology on the bike. So guys, links in the description, check it out. If I could ask one thing, I would appreciate getting quite a lot of people watching the videos, which is fantastic, really love it and supporting me, etc. Could you please subscribe to the channel? I'm moving down to London next week. I've got loads of awesome content coming up. Looking at buying new bikes and doing tours of London, south of England, into Europe. So I've got loads of good stuff coming up. So can I ask you just subscribe to the channel, like the videos. I really appreciate your support as always. Short one today, but I'll be back very, very soon. Take care. I hope everyone's had an awesome Christmas, and I hope everyone's really looking forward to having a good new year. So I'll see you guys later, and I'll catch you on the next one.